Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have Alex, AP18 himself. How you doing, Alex?
Hello, everybody.
And to my left, G-Dub himself, Garrett. How you doing?
Doing good.
So, Wednesday Comics Forecast. My name is Marvin. That is the forecast. Letting you know the books coming out for January 9th, 2019. So that is 1919. No, yeah, 1919, baby. There we go. This is some great books coming out this week. Is this the first Wednesday? No, last Wednesday was the first one.
Second.
You know what to say about the second, though? Second's always better. Here we go. First, Blackbird number 4. This is Sam Humphries and Jen Bartel. Between pulling back the veil, on the magic underground and learning shocking secrets from the past, Nina cannot even right now. Also, she's terrible at flirting, and that's getting in the way of making out with Clint. G-Dub, how's Blackbird doing?
The art alone makes this book amazing, but I think Sam Humphries has really come a long way, and he's one of my favorite writers. I think he really does do well at creating good stories for these universes that he's involved in, and I think the mythos and the plot itself, I think, is just really interesting, and it makes sense. And sometimes books about magic are not trying to throw you off for a bit and have you figure out the universe. Well, I think this is fun in the opposite way, is that they're kind of informing you what the universe is like, and now you just get to have fun with the story and the characters. I really enjoy it. It's one of the best Image Comics books comes out right now.
Bully Wars number 5, Scotty Young and Aaron Conley. It all comes down to this: Hawk, Rufus, Spencer. The Bully Wars exist for one reason and one reason alone: to reveal who gets to rule Rottenville High. Alex, you caught up with the Bully War.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Question for you.
Yes.
Is that really the name of their town? Is Rottenville?
Rottenville High School, it says.
Holy crap, that sounds like a horrible school and a horrible city to live in.
That's judging a book by its cover. You don't know. That can mean that it's great there. And it's just like Greenland, Iceland. They're trying to trick.
Lies, I got you. All right.
Yeah, don't tell lies out of school. Garrett, how's that book doing?
I'm not caught up on issue 4 either.
All right. Bully Wars.
I just got it. I
believe one of Alex's top books of the year. Or was the writer, Scotty Young? One of the two. You did something. Criminal number 1, Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Series premiere, the return of the most acclaimed crime comic of the 21st century, half off the best-selling Kill or Be Killed, and the original graphic novel My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. Crime comic masters, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, finally return to their most demanded title as a new monthly series. In this double side at no additional cost debut issue, T. Lawless is back in town, but he finds himself in more trouble than ever thanks to his delinquent teenage son, and this time, fists and bullets may not be enough to solve his problems. A perfect introduction to Criminal in its dark, exciting world, and the series will also include back page articles and art to bring readers more fully into the noir experience. First off, cannot be more excited for anything in my whole life. Besides my son coming along here soon. Criminals number 2.
Good save there.
Criminals number 2. But this is, I believe the first book in the Criminal was Lawless, so out Lawless? Or is the second one out?
I believe so.
No, first one's Coward. Second one's Lawless. So,
Lawless?
Yeah, okay, and then they did that one shot a little bit ago. That one was also, I believe, about the son. So
there were 2 one-shots, I thought.
Yeah, so it was the Wolf Boy one, I believe. So Here we go. Now we're going to start a new monthly ongoing, double-sized, at no additional cost, and this is a perfect place to jump in. I believe it will be, because all those Criminal, even though that one shot was characters we've seen before, they always somehow are self-contained, and you don't need to read another one to know what is happening in that one, but I do recommend it because the whole thing's fantastic, and I just want to know one thing. First off, I know me and Alex are excited.
Yes.
This thing is, you couldn't get it more top tier. But Garrett, you're going to jump in with this one here, this Criminal 101?
Yep. So I'm hoping that it's true to its word, that it is an introduction to the world and not basing solely on what you already know about T. Lawless. So that
says right here, and Ed Brubaker wouldn't lie. He says the perfect introduction.
Well, I know. So I'm hoping it's true to that.
Criminal is fantastic. Kill or Be Killed, one of our favorite books of last year. So much so I remember that thing right away. But looking forward to this.
So it wasn't on your list.
Sometimes, Alex, it's not kind to make fun of people who have no memory. So I just want to let you know.
Well, tough noogies, I made fun of you.
Die number 2. This is Karen Gillan, Stephanie Hans, Fantasy Heartbreaker, part 2. Remember the last time when we said Goth Jumanji? As the bleak sort of future fantasy horror ramps up, we start underlining the word goth in black marker until we cut a hole through the page. Alex, what do you think? Die number 2. We're looking forward to it?
I really am. This is actually one of those books that was a pleasant surprise. I didn't actually expect it to have anything to do with die or dice or however you as the listener think it is. I really enjoyed this book. I'm excited to see where issue 2 takes us. And that cliffhanger, I'm going to call it a cliffhanger in issue 1, made me even more excited to see how this book will run. I hope we're in for a good long run, or if not, even if it's a mini and it's 6 issues long and it has the story it wants to tell, that's all I want. I just want a good story with great art.
Gunning for Hits number 1. This is a new image number 1. Like to bring these up. People like to get these. Jeff Rogvig and Moriart. Series premiere set in the shady New York City music scene of the mid-'80s. Gunning for Hits stars Martin Mills, a record company talent scout with an inscrutable past. Follow Martin as he attempts to sign a rock band that'll conquer the world in this business crime thriller. Written by music producer Jeff Rogvig of David Bowie and Big Star fame, with art by Moriart. Hellblazer, he did the what was it called? All-Star Western, the New 52. That is Jonah Hex. Each issue will feature a background feature in a Spotify playlist. There you go. So if you're a fan of the 80s, or you know what I'm going to say right here, it kind of looks Scarface-ish. So there you go. Moriart is a great artist. So for the art alone, I would probably check that out. Oblivion Song, number 11. This is Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Faciolini. Garrett, how's this Oblivion Song going? I see, I'm not sure what I'm seeing on that cover there. Give me some context. What's going on here?
Well, basically, things are getting hot and heavy in the Oblivion universe. The monster world is starting to merge with the normal world again, and it has something to do with the main character, Nathan, something he invented. So things are heating up. We're almost done with the first year of Oblivion Song. I think, I can't tell if this is still going to be an ongoing beyond this. I think it will be, but I think it would be probably better to conclude as a maxi series of 12 issues, but we'll see if there's a good enough cliffhanger after this last arc of the first year to keep me interested.
There we go. Image Comics. Moving on to DC, because I don't see IDW doesn't have anything that we get to speak on. Adventures of the Super Sons, number 6 to 12, halfway through. Peter J. Tomasi, Dan Moore on the cover, but Scott Galensky doing the interiors. Garrett, how's the Super Sons been? How have their adventures been?
I love the crap out of this book. There's a book at the end of this DC list that is also very exciting, but I think there's just something fun about two young superheroes, learning the tropes of being a superhero, but also having just really fun adventures. Because a lot of people, I've heard miss kind of those stories where it's just superheroes being superheroes, and I think so many of these teams and big books are all about these huge cosmic events that it's kind of nice to see them doing their day-to-day, just handling threats and bettering themselves as future adult superheroes.
Speaking of adult superheroes, we got Batman number 62 with a very bloody cover. Tom King, Mitch Gerads. Ooh, Tom King, Mitch Gerads issue, huh? Now featuring the story solicited for 61, written by Tom King and art by Mitch Gerads. The Eisner Award-winning creative team behind Mr. Miracle is back together as artist Mitch Gerads joins the Bat team for a very special issue. Professor Pig is loose in Gotham, and you know what that means when things are going to get weird and bloody. Alex, you like Professor Pig?
I think he's one of those characters that I almost love to hate. He's kind of a Joker for me. He's just so scary. To me, he's scary and crazy, and Pig is spelled wrong, and it bugs me. I'm excited for this issue. I'm not caught up on 61, but to know that Mitch Gerads is on this book, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be spectacular. I cannot wait to read this. This will be on the top of my stack right after 61 because I got to read them in order. Otherwise, I'll be confused.
Professor Pig. Garrett, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Professor Pig is one of the most demented Batman villains that's ever, I think, existed. And it's going to be cool to see, Mitch Gerads do Batman for the first time. We saw a lot of him on Mr. Miracle, so it's going to be great to see his talents given to something else, because I've only read Mr. Miracle with his art. So
no, you've had a Batman with it. It was like issue 22.
Of what? He did an issue?
Batman. Yeah. It was when he and Catwoman are talking. Like that whole issue where they're running through the city talking back and forth.
That was them? That was him? Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't doubt the steel trap, but I mean, he is getting older, so we don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway.
Have Cyborg look it up for us.
It'll be good to see it post Mr. Miracle.
There we go. Green Lantern. Whoa, excuse me. I closed on the whole thing. Green Lantern number 3. That is Grant Morrison, Leon Sharp. When the Earth goes up for sale on the alien black market, it's up to Green Lantern Corps to bust up the slave lords of the stars. In the latest space saga from Grant Morrison and Leon Sharp, with the Justice League frozen by a Gamma Gong tech, Earth ends up in the auction block, and Vulgar Zoe host Mangerie of the universe's deadly despots and criminals. Steppenwolf, Queen Bee, the Dominators, and much, much worse. Hal Jordan leads a squad of Lanterns into the fray, and someone's going to pay the ultimate price before this case is closed. The cover shows Hal in front of God and says, "You're under arrest. Cop versus God and Slave Lords of the Stars." You can only expect so much from Grant Morrison to have Green Lantern and Hal Jordan try to arrest God. Garrett, what do you think?
I can't believe what I just heard was going on. Earth is on auction. Green Lantern's trying to arrest God. You know what? I'm not caught up on issue 2, but I'm so excited to get caught up to see what happens because this book sounds effed up.
I like this book. I think, it's doing the Grant Morrison thing where it's laying out a lot of things that are going to pay off later in the series. So right now, I think there's a lot of groundwork still being laid down, and cause I find it enjoyable, but I haven't really felt any of those fun payoffs for reading this yet. But this seems like it's going to be the end of the first arc, so that'll be good. I just hope it ends well and gets me excited for the next couple issues.
Garrett, do me a favor and hang up the phone right now. I'm just kidding. Martian Manhunter 212. See Orlando Riley Rossmo. Return to Mars in the days before it's doomed to see the love affair of John and Mira and a Martian coming of age ritual you'll never forget. Well, it's happened in the first issue I'll never forget. All these painful memories John carries with him to his new life on Earth. But first, he's got to survive the pain of a car crash, being set on fire, and accidentally revealing his true form to his detective partner. Did we mention she's heavily armed? So there we go. So we're going to see some coming-of-age rituals. The last one I saw, a coming-of-some-age ritual. What do you think, Martian Manhunter number 2 of 12 of this Max series? Alex?
So issue 1 was good, had good things about it. I really liked the Riley Rossmo art. I know if Riley wasn't on this book, if Rossmo was not on this, I would not be getting it. But I think I'm so excited to be getting a Martian Manhunter book because I don't know enough about this character, and I don't know how good of an introduction this is to said character. But I'm also kind of excited to be on this ride, and for it to be a 12-issue run means there must be faith in this book and enough content, enough story that they want to share with me that I think I'm in for the long run.
There we go, Martian Manhunter. Nightwing number 50, Skit, Scott Lobdell, Fabian Nadiska, Gary Brown. Garrett, Nightwing, you're reading it. Two things. First off, Rich, is his name right now? Where does he go?
What?
Rick.
Isn't it Rick?
It's Rick, yep.
Grayson. Here on the cover. The Return of Rick Grayson. First off, that's a horrible mask. I can tell exactly who that guy is. Nobody's getting fooled by that. And let me know, how's this book been doing?
It's actually surprisingly good for not having Dick Grayson in the book. This whole Dick Grayson forgetting his memory thing, like, it was interesting at first, but now it's time to exit stage left. Like, I think this should never happen to Dick Grayson. I mean, it's good character development, I guess, but I feel like there's other ways to test this character besides him losing his memory and trying to re-find it all over again. So I'm sure there'll be some event here, probably in the next year, where things will go back to the status quo of Dick Grayson. But for right now, it's actually kind of interesting that there's 5 cops who are taking 5 different versions of Nightwing's costume, and they're patrolling the city because Nightwing's not there. So that part is really interesting. Everything, and I think Alfred actually in this book is great because he can't let Dick be Rick. He's fighting for Dick Grayson to still be in there somewhere. So that's really fun, is that, he's still fighting for Dick.
Grayson.
Young Justice #1, Brian Michael Bendis, Patrick Gleason, Superboy, Wonder Girl, Robin, Impulse, God, I can never say her name. Alex, what is that name?
I don't know who you're looking at.
They're all united in Young Justice #1, the debut issue of the brand new series that also includes new heroes, Teen Lantern, and Amethyst, and Jenny Hex. When the nightmare dimension known as Gemworld invades Metropolis, these teen heroes reunite to deal with the situation. But they're shocked to discover the battle may be the key to return of Connor Kent, a.k.a. Superboy. This mix of fan favorites and new legacy heroes will be the center point for some of the biggest going-ons in DC, as if it weren't enough, Bendis reunites with all-star artist Patrick Gleason to bring the new heroes of DC's Wonder Comics to life. So this is the first in the new line, Wonder Comics, that they're launching, of teen heroes, kind of more all-ages books. Young Justice #1 here. Alex, what do you think? Is this something you're going to be trying out, or are you going to pass on this thing? By the way, I got to call out DC because we always call out Marvel. $4.99 for the first issue. Come on, Mike. All right, go ahead.
I think the only reason I'd be interested in getting this book is I want that Young Justice Superboy variant cover because that one looks bitchin'. But others, I don't know if I care enough about this book. I know the TV show was amazing. Everyone loved it. And I really do want to give Brian Michael Bendis a chance. I just don't know if I want to give him a chance on this book. It has nothing to do with the writer, just has to do with the fact that I don't know if I care enough about Young Justice. You can see I'm struggling with the Justice League. How can I trust a Young Justice League team? Can't.
What about Patrick Gleason on art?
I will admit that does interest me enough to make. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'm feeling like, you know what, I haven't spent enough money this week at the comic book store, I'll pick it up.
I am so pumped for that because I think it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with Adventures of the Super Sons, is that, they really tried to do like a Young Justice thing with Dustin Nguyen when he's doing those painted little Gotham and little DC or whatever. But I think it's fair to have an entire line devoted to those kids. And, I know there's some Wonder Twins out there coming soon too out of this line. So that's pretty awesome.
Well, we call that spoilers, so thank you very much for them.
It's called... No, it's not. Spoiler got released like 2 months ago.
Well, I did not know that, so spoilers.
Yeah, I don't read the spoilers.
Dude, It's in every single comic from DC, so if you don't read any DC comics, then
I skip past all that stuff. Spoilers, baby.
They're ads.
Marvel
They're in the middle of the book.
Comics, here we go. Captain Marvel #1. This is Kelly Thompson, Carmen Nunez Carino. All the stars align as Kelly Thompson and Carmen Carino take on Marvel's premier female superhero. As Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers has spent months in space protecting Earth from the alien threats big and small. But now it's time for Earth's mightiest hero to come home. New York City has never looked so good. But every time re-entry comes with the unexpected, and Carol is about to hit a whole lot of unexpected as a fresh start and an oversized, star-studded welcome home for a hero who's been punching the glass ceiling since 1970, and just in time for the first female-led film from Marvel Studios. The next 50 years of Captain Marvel starts here.
Question for you. Wait, she's coming back to New York?
Yes.
How many characters need to live in New York?
Well, first off,
all of them.
There can't possibly be that many bad guys left over.
Well, first off, there's a lot of crime. So, and that's the Big Apple. 3 a.m. A lot of shit goes
That's
down.
more like her launching pad. She's just going to space.
Two things. One, Kelly Thompson on a book makes me interested. And Captain Marvel has always been a character I like, but I haven't got into it since Kelly sued Duconic. So I don't know. I might try this out. It is very, and I don't like this, even though I know that they're doing this, and they actually really admitted it in that synopsis. Just because the movie's coming out, they're like, hey, let's restart it. I know I don't like that, and I don't feel like I should contribute to that. But it is perfect for me to jump back in and read Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel. So we'll see. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is Tom Taylor, Juan Cabal. And Spider-Man is the worst neighbor ever. There are always crazy villains and property damage and drama, and he catches the villains, and he tries to fix the damage, and he helps carry your groceries, and actually that property damage keeps the rents down. You know what? Spider-Man may be the best neighbor ever, and this book will give you a closer look at Spider-Man and Peter Parker's neighborhood than any book ever. Also, it wouldn't be a Spider-Man adventure without the threat that could destroy not only Spider-Man, but all his neighbors. Superstar writer Tom Taylor and rising star Juan Cabal give you the most local Spider-Man ever. Garrett, I'm pretty sure you said you're all in on this.
Oh, 100%. You got Tom Taylor. You got the artist from X23 and All New Wolverine. And like Spider-Man, like that's another thing I was talking about earlier too, is like it's fun to see superheroes doing their day-to-day gig, and you know, that's what Spider-Man puts on all his notes to the people that he saves, like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And you can't just throw that out there without having a reason. So I'm excited to find out what that is.
Miles Morales Spider-Man #2, Saldan Ahmed, Javi Guerin. Is it you? Miles going to getting closer to solving the mystery of the thievery ring plaguing Brooklyn. But the Rhino has complicated matters quite a bit. Rhino that can actually have minions preferring to charge alone. What's behind this charge of methodology? Plus, meet a brand new antagonist who may just become Miles' most dangerous foe. Gary, you said you read this. I'm just going to go to you because I know you read it. How was issue 1?
Issue 1 was, you know, how do I say it? It's like, I don't know. I think it was an okay issue 1. I wasn't completely blown away. But I mean, okay, I'm saying this bad. Issue 1 was okay for the fact that I already know about Miles. But I think issue 2 is going to be so much better just because, like, now that everyone's been caught up to speed on who Miles is, kind of give some backstory. I think it's going to be great. You know, I really did enjoy the art style. I still think the characters are exactly the same as they were from Bendis moving on to this. I don't want to spoil things. Did you guys read issue 1?
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
You know, I want to say something real quick while you're saying this. Alex, didn't you ask in the group chat how was Miles Morales #1? And Gear said it was great! ! And now he's like, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't fucking going crazy.
I just looked at it because I thought I'm getting contradictory information from you.
No,
but...
okay. No. I was just thinking about it more. Is like, it was great. Okay, fine. Restart the whole thing. The book was
Also,
great.
we're starting over.
Okay.
Welcome to the forecast. To my
Now,
right.
fuck off. The book was great. I just think it was a lot of backtracking for new fans, which is good. Got to get them interested, you know, with the movie coming out and whatnot. But the art, I really enjoyed. I didn't think I'd like it when I first saw it. It seems like a lot more still than I'm used to for a comic book, but it actually worked out really well in issue 1. And the characters are literally wherever Bendis left off with them. There's a little time jump, but I mean, like, their character personalities are exactly the same, and that's fun because
Because
what?
Because that's what's fun is when there's a character created and then when there's a new creator and there's not a huge change because it's a new creative team. It's nice that you still get the same character that you were reading before.
All right, nice save. Punisher number 6. This is Matthew Rosenberg and Simon Kardinsky. Babylon Bound. Who's getting this book? Alex or Garrett? I can't remember. Alex, right?
It's me getting it, but it's also me that's behind by at least an issue, if not two. So,
all right, but you said
Punisher looks like he's been chained up. Looks pretty bad, but Punisher's going to kill some peeps. He'll be fine. There you go.
Web of Venom Unleashed number 1. This is Ryan Stegman and Kyle Hotz. From the illustrator of the Blackberry Blockbuster series of the summer comes the new epic installment in the Web of Venom, a journey from the symbiote's perspective through Eddie's old haunts in San Francisco. It might not like what it finds. Alex, you're getting this book, right? Ryan Stegman?
Yes.
What do you think of Web of Venom Unleashed?
I think I'm interested enough in this book, and I think Venom is one of those characters I find it hard to believe that we've had a Venom verse and that he can have Web of Venom, which leads into a Carnage book and leads into his own book and leads into Dog Venom or Thory Venom or whatever you want to call it, Venom Dog. I'm interested enough to get this book just for the fact that I know it's going to have tie-ins to the main series, but I'm also getting kind of Venom. I feel like I'm being poisoned by someone with Venom. But I don't know. There's a lot of Venom going around.
So I'm going to talk about your favorite thing here for a second, Alex. That movie is out for rental now, and they just announced they greenlit the sequel for October 2020. So it's making a lot of money.
Holy shit!
I'm not sure how the movie is. I haven't seen it. Garrett, have you seen it?
No, I actually heard they greenlit a trilogy.
Oh, okay. And
crap.
Alex hasn't seen it yet, so we don't know. But it is available for rental, so I might check it out. I got to see. I have heard mixed things. Go ahead.
The only thing I've heard is that most of the time Tom Hardy just makes grunting noises. I can't watch a movie where that's all there is unaudible noises of just.
I don't know. It's kind of movies I usually watch. Go Power Rangers number 16. Ryan Peretz, Eleonora Colorini, Dan Moore on that cover. The Rangers have swapped costumes and powers, and nothing's working right. Can Trini set up the lead to lead the team and stop Rita from acquiring the ultimate weapon? Garrett, what do you think?
I love Go Power Rangers. It's what Mighty Morphin Power Rangers used to be. There was a book about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And news update, I did drop that book. But for Go, we still got the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and a lot more character development with them. And right now there's some role reversals that make 2 of our Power Rangers, as you can see on the cover, way closer than they used to be. So, this is one of the best books coming out right now. I just wish Dan Moore was doing the interior art, but I'll take him where I can get him.
Alex, those look like to be the books for this week. What do you think? What's the cherry on top of the sundae?
I think I'm going to speak for all 3 of us. I would say Criminal number 1. But if I'm going to pick my own book...
Whoa. You got to save some from us. Criminal number 1, that's what you're going to say.
Yes, fine. I'll steal from you.
Don't go to the buffet and make them run out of everything. We got to eat too. Garrett, what do you think? Looks like to be your pick?
I'm going to go with Bully Wars number 5. I think this book is just a lot of fun. It's really simple, but it's just a cool concept I've never seen before, and those are usually the books I like the most.
I'm going to go with Green Lantern number 3. That's Grant Morrison and named Sharp. I need to see what happens. Does God go, or does he resist arrest? It's very possible he resists, and then that's another charge. So who knows? He may get 10 to 20. Those are the comics coming out this week. There look to be some gems in there. So, Alex, what do you think? Weather-wise, what are we looking at? It's been nice, but I don't know. It's going to be nice forever.
So it's March right now where we live. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of snow melting. It's going to start getting chilly. Tomorrow is going to be windy. So put on your windbreakers so that you don't get too chilly. You may even have to bring out those gloves and hand warmers just so you don't get frostbite on that chilly, windy day. But then you know what? You never know what to expect because much like I tell you guys all the time, it's weather. You don't know what it's going to do until you look up and it snows or it rains or it's thunder or it's an earthquake. Not that earthquakes are storms, but watch out. They could be.
Alex, let me know if this is true or not, but I heard in the grapevine that you like to dig a hole in the backyard and you sit in the middle of it and just stare up to the sky, and that's how you become one with the weather. Is that true?
One, who told you that? I can't confirm nor deny it. Nor can I tell you right now, I am sitting in that hole.
Garrett, what do you think of them roads? You weren't here. Was it last week or the week before? I did the road report for you, but you're here now. What's the roads look like?
I think this week doesn't have a lot, but there is a decent amount of quality this week. So you definitely want to get to your comic book shops or get to your downloadable content screen rather quickly so nothing runs out. There's a lot of good stories coming out, and just in time for this is the new year, so a lot of new content will come out here in January and leading here into the spring.
Hey, I got a noob question.
Yes.
Can online books run out?
No.
Okay.
That's why I was joking.
Sure. Well, I wasn't sure. It was pretty solid when you said it. Get to that screen right away before it runs out.
Those are the books coming out this week. 605-215-1849. Give us a ring. Let us know what you're looking forward to. Wednesday Comics 605@gmail.com. Drop us a line. Or always on social media, Twitter and Facebook. Find us at Wednesday Comics and Wednesday Comics Podcast on Facebook. Garot 2180, that's a G-dub right there. Alex Pastrello, that's the Alex Pastrello. That's AP18. Marvin _ Salguero, that's me right here. You hear them tones? I'm on that Twitter. It's good. It looks like a decent week. I'm excited for Criminal. It might be making my excitement overshadow all the rest of the books. Oversized Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. I mean, that thing's going to sell out right away. Make sure you get to your shop, like Garrett said. And digitally, too, make sure you stock up on that because it might run out. For Wednesday Comics, I've been Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone, it's March, and keep reading those books.